Much love and many blessings. If you're seeing this message, then this message is going to resonate within your spirit and allow yourself to be receptive in the ways that your energy needs it the most. We know that we have the ability to celebrate. You may be feeling a sensation as if somehow all the work has been done. Somehow you know it, even if everything around you doesn't necessarily reflect it. The Ten of Cups reflects that you know within your body knowing that you're exactly where you need to be. It's your job now to allow for faith as well as deeper and subtle knowing to make sense of what's going on with what you feel, even if there isn't necessarily anything visual to justify the sensations taking place. But this is okay because the physical element is always the last and most dense element. It's the one that takes the longest. Air just blows, air flows. Water goes and shapes to the container that it fits in. Fire is just a passion of the heart. But see, the physical, that's the last thing that's changing. That's the last thing that takes the longest to adjust to all the other requests when every other element has already made the shift. And that's much like you during this time. Your environment is changing, your energy is changing. You're generating something new within yourself. And so within, divine will says, so without. These are the principles of duat. One thing has to mirror the polarity. You've put in the work, you've put in the abundance, you've cast aside the doubts, you cast aside the stagnant. So your reality has no choice but to match. So as you see things crumble, as you see distortions, as you see arguments and projections to try to halt you, understand that you already know that this had to happen because the laws of impermanence say that nothing can stay in its same state. Listen to spirit. You thought you were always going to be broke. You thought you were always going to be down and out. Even if those things were true, what goes up must come down. What goes down eventually comes back up. Nothing stays the same. So why do you believe that those rules don't apply to you? When we're jumping timelines, when we're bringing in new realities, these are the moments when disturbances happen the most. You don't peacefully bring in a collision of two worlds into your own. There's some high vibrational shifts taking place. So there's a disruption that has to happen. And you've been conditioned to believe that disruption is chaotic, that disruption is bad. But disruption is change. Disruption breaks down the old foundations, strong foundations that sometimes shouldn't be. Sometimes power banks and power positions have to come down so the correct foundation can be put into place. The Ten of Cups is showing you, and you feel this connection with the Ten of Cups because you know you have every reason to celebrate, every reason to feel comfortable within your body, every reason to bask in the sun. In a lot of ways, the sun showing up is a reminder that a lot of these blessings coming to you are remembrances of forgotten treasures, forgotten rewards, forgotten aspects of yourself. You've been touching into your inner child and you've been feeling okay in situations that used to give you a lot of anxiety. Somehow you know that regardless of how things look, you're trusting that this is feeling right, that this is right for you. The Two of Swords is not an indecision. It's knowing that the decision has already been made and you're just simply allowing the things to unfold. This may not make sense to the people around you, which is why you're getting some pushback. But there is a spiritual awakening taking place. You know all too well, yes, you know all too well that passion shapes your reality. I'm feeling strong vibrations from generators and manifest generators. A lot of people have been waiting on you to produce. They're assuming that you are obsolete. They're assuming that you have no practical purpose in this capitalist society. You have no practical purpose in the normalized traditional society. But in reality, you're creating and bringing something new to the table. You're bringing something out of yourself. You're not buying into this aesthetic culture because what you're creating is not about a look. It's about what's authentic. And authentic things must grow. Are you giving space to your passion? Passion can't have purpose without direction. But there also needs to be some level of trust, or at least having confidence within one's own ability and capability. You have to know that just because it's you doesn't mean that it's destined to fail. You have to know that because it's you, that actually is the reason why the path is set up for success. Sometimes the things that we're looking for aren't always the clearest because we're looking for them in traditional means. We're looking for them in spaces. We're looking for them through our normal senses. Connect with the earth. There's a resonating energy that needs to ignite you. And one thing that is for sure is that you will know you're in the right place and you'll feel that confirmation because all of the elements are coming into perspective. You'll feel the waters. You'll feel yourself not feel dirty in the situation. You'll feel a sense of purity and lightness. That's the spiritual awakening. That's the sense that you're whole within your purpose, that you're right where you need to be, regardless of what people outside of you are saying, regardless of external projections, regardless of what routine has told you is required of you in contradiction to what you're feeling. You can't deny this passion, and fire cannot be denied. Fire is life. Fire is the will to manifest. And if you're simply working to meet a standard, then that defeats the whole purpose of what it's meant for. A standard should never be the metric, or a metric should never be the thing that you're striving for. The metric should just be the idea or represent the thing that you're aiming to achieve. It's the higher purpose, it's the higher aim that you're looking for, because this helps you to break away from complacency. And sometimes complacency comes from simply not wanting to take the risk because of uncertainty. There's a very strong indication that you've been dealing with backlash from trusted people in your circles, very close, very trusted people, most likely familial or senseis or people who you look to as mentors. And you have to know that what you're doing now does go against what's been expected of you, as well as what people are used to in the energetic space. Sometimes clashes aren't necessarily a reflection that you're doing the wrong thing, but it's just a reflection that you're going down a path that hasn't been beaten yet. And a path that has not been traveled does not mean anything other than it's new territory to be explored. And as you're trying to heal your divine feminine, as you're resonating within the things that are shaping up and taking place, be easy on yourself and be mindful of what it is that you're trying to achieve. You deserve the ability and you deserve the right to achieve what it is that touches your heart and spirit the most. Remember, we're a week after the full moon in Scorpio that's passed. And in that week, we've been seeing veils come down, personas be exposed, intentions be exposed. And that's because the aspects within ourselves are denying us or creating a barrier between our true authentic self and our passion versus the persona that we use to protect ourselves that's taking us away from the false fantasies and desires that are associated with that persona. Some of you have been operating so long within these masks and these personas and these false intents that your spirit, your subconscious, and your conscious are in contradiction of what it is that it wishes to manifest within your reality. And you're not quite sure. Use this time as confirmation to resonate with what feels the warmest within your center. What gives you life, what gives you color. What, even when you're by yourself, with just you and your own vibrational energy, is all the confirmational acknowledgement you need to take a step forward. I hope that this message resonates within your spirit and that you find and gain the answers and the mindfulness that you seek during this time, and that your energy is able to apply the things that resonate with your spirit in the ways that you need within your unique space. I'm really rooting for you. Much love, many blessings, and Ashe.